Hey pack leaders, this is Tian with Friends of Irony, protecting families by protecting the pack. Let's do a profits report for today, and I want to keep it short. So far, I'm going to do a few hours before 7 o'clock, because that's when the thing ends. So far, we just got into position, and we just enter right now, and we always enter against us. That's the thing. So if this wicks down, we'll pick up that position too, and then we'll try to pick that up. So far, we are at $65, climbing up. And I think that's just easier. So this is from yesterday's losses, and so after that point, we just been climbing back up. So we're up $65, and that's probably a lot easier to do than having to calculate everything. So I'm gonna try to make my videos a couple hours prior to 7 o'clock, and that probably might be better for me to kind of quickly go here instead of have to like this is whatever. But quick thing, I want to talk about like how to free yourself from losses. I remember you watched V for Vendetta, where Natalie Portman was being, she was captured, and then she's like, tell me where V is, and then she wouldn't tell him, and so she got tortured and got waterboarded and all this other stuff, right? Until the very end, she was reading this story from another prisoner next to her, and she finally said, hey, you know what? You can just take me out to the back and kill me. It's all good. And then it was actually V torturing the whole time, but she couldn't see him. And then when she came out, she's like, what? Like, she's ready to die, but, and V said, like, all right, you're free, like, he's like, what? Because she was ready to die, but then V knew that whenever she said she was ready to do that, she was basically free because she was ready to die, in a sense, like, she didn't hold on to her life anymore, instead. So now that she's living a free life without fear of dying, and that kind of frees herself. And that's also like with the Gospels in the Bible, where we those who I need to read the scripture, but it's because those who lose their life will gain it, and those who hold on to their life will lose it. Maybe just pause it. Okay, let me find this verse. Alright, so let me oh, you're still there, okay. Alright, so basically, do not acquire gold or silver or copper for your money belts, or bag for your journey, or even 2 coats or sandals, or a staff, for the worker is worthy of his support. Is that right? And that's not the right one. Whoever finds his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. And that is in 1039. Oh, okay, let me go read that one then. 1039. See, the context of this here is basically, here it is. I'll read this part. He who loves my father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he who loves the son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And who does not take his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me. He who has found his life will lose it, and he who has lost his life for my sake will find it. Okay, and that's just losing, willing to die for the gospel, die for Christ. If you're willing to do that, then you found Christ, and we seek Christ for all of your heart. Are you able to do that? All right, so it's a quite a calling. Now, just the analogy of that too, as you go from losing money, right, where to a point where it's like, you lost so much, where it's like, like I'm not afraid of losing money anymore. So in the sense, when you're afraid of losing the money, you're kind of enslaved to that still. You're like, oh man, and then you're like, oh dude, this and it basically captivates you. But if you're willing to lose that and just say, hey, you know what, whatever, I'm ready to lose this money, we'll move on, and we're gonna do our best and not have this captivate and enslave you. You in a sense free yourself from losing that money, and so that you can then have mental clarity to in a sense, control it in a sense, you know. So the more you fear it, the more it controls you rather than you controlling it, if that makes sense. So that's when I have these losses, like, oh man. But you know, I mean, I get it when you're there. I know what the feeling is, where it's just like, dude, I have bills to pay the next month. My credit card bill is due, or my utilities bill. How am I gonna put food on the table? I get it. I mean, it sucks being when you're on the torture table and you're being, it hurts, you know. Like, yeah, it does, and I feel for you, and I know what it feels. It hurts a lot, and it makes me emotional thinking about it, you know. But once you get through it, you're like, wow, you know, I survived this torture training trial camp, and it made me a better person. And it no longer controls me, because at the end of the day, what happened? God provides someone or something, or something shows up and say, hey, you know what? This is you know, this kind of gets you through that day, and somehow something comes up. It's just, you know, God provides. Luke 12:22. I like to maybe read this real quick. I kind of add comfort, because I always read this when I have through money problems. And it kind of helped me get hope, I guess. Luke 12:22. And he said to his disciples, for this reason I say to you, do not worry about your life as to what you will eat, nor for your body as to what you will put on. For life is more than food, and body more than clothing. Consider the ravens, for they neither sow nor reap, and they have no storeroom nor barn, and yet God feeds them. And how much more valuable you are than the birds. And which of you by worrying can add a single hour to his lifespan? If then you cannot do even a very little thing, why do you worry about other matters? Consider the lilies, how they grow, and they neither toil nor spin. But I tell you, not even Solomon in all his glory clothed himself like one of these. But if God so clothes the grass in the field, which is alive today and tomorrow is thrown into the furnace, how much more would he clothe you? You men of little faith, and do not seek what you would eat and what you would drink. And do not keep worrying, for all these things the nations of the world eagerly seek. But your Father knows that you need these things. But seek his kingdom, and these things will be added to you. Do not be afraid, little flock, for your Father has chosen gladly to give you the kingdom. All right. So that's what I read that so many times that I could basically memorize it. And I think I've gotten content. That was several years ago. So yeah, hopefully that's helped about this. I think this will probably be closer to me explaining the feeling of freeing yourself from losing money, I guess, and freeing yourself from losing money. That's what it is. All right, thanks for watching. Subscribe to this channel if you like to see more, and to help you be a better parents and to be able to stay home and instill values to your kids. So that's what this channel is all about, to pursue that goal, and to help other pack leaders